just explain to them. I know you guys can see me. Of course, I know we're late. I gotta go do something. So Lewis, go ahead. Lewis gonna be in charge.
I'll be taking over for not it.
Yeah, no. Go ahead, take over. It's a you know what to do. Click it down.
Yeah. Yep. Talk about Bleacher Report and wrestling and something I don't watch because I'm protesting with Cena.
Okay.
All right. The March of Crown Jewel is on, and it continues on Monday night, of course. So we start off the show. We kick off the show with Rhea Ripley. I eat, sleep, seeking revenge for the attack she and Io Sky suffered at the end of last week's Raw. She calls out Asuka and Kairi Sane. The Genius of the Sky joins Mommy in the square circle. Clearly still heartbroken after last week. After the events of a week ago, Sky said, despite the beatdown, she loves her friends. The Kabuki Warriors appeared on a video screen, and Asuka took credit for Sky's success before offering her a way back into the fold and apologized. But the former world champion walked out on Ripley, refusing to stand up for herself. From behind, the heels attack Ripley, picking up where they left off last Monday. Sky rushed into the ring to make the save, but found herself at the receiving end of the poisonous blue mist. Asuka flattened Ripley, and Kairi Sane added an insane elbow to conclude the assault. Great to be. I don't know what's going on. We all know they're probably gonna have a tag team match set up for Crown Jewel. This dude would mostly be watching. He most likely would cover that as well. But it is interesting to see this, especially with Io Sky. You know, people have been asking like when they're gonna break this up. So finally, for now, they finally ended this whole damage control hybrid syndicate thing. So yeah, it's finally over. So here we go, the end of it. Most likely a heel. You know, something's interesting gonna happen at Crown Jewel. After that, we get to an Intercontinental Championship match of Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev. Dominic, fresh off his defeating Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. After weeks of running away from Rusev, he finally said, fuck it, I'll fight him. And on Monday, we held their opening contest. Like he had in the last week leading up to the match, Mysterio avoided Rusev until the challenger slammed him into the announce table. Through the break, he controlled the pace until the champion created a bit of separation. As the underdog, Mysterio benefited from the red-hot crowd being behind him and his pursuit of a successful title defense. Rusev cut him down with a Maka kick. Though, it was only for 2. Rey Mysterio tossed the IC title at flaunting an injury. Shades of Eddie Guerrero, but Eddie Arrejo caught him. As the ref got rid of the gold, Mysterio caught Rusev with a low blow and a roll up to count the 3. This is where it'll be. They said when they're gonna trigger Mysterio going to the babyface side. For me, he kind of is a babyface at this point. They don't set him off as like one, but he is more babyface than anything. So it's interesting to see this kind of go well, but yeah, I think right now you can clearly see Mysterio is one of the biggest baby faces on the show. Like he is getting the same reaction after getting booed out of arenas. He is getting the biggest pop that you can get, and it's fun to see because he is a great character and he does his job well. He's really improved since we first saw him. As for Rusev, I don't know what's next for him. He's gotten the Intercontinental Championship shot. Like he's been asking for him. He might get another one soon, but at this point, I don't know what's up with him. It was time for Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Backstage, Valkyria was fed up with Bayley's mind games and told the role model she could not have her back on Monday. In the arena, Bayley struggled early and often against Rodriguez, with the former tag team champion overwhelming her with size and strength advantage. An attempted hurricanrana by Bailey onto the floor, paled unsuccessful as her heels caught her and flung her into the guardrail to maintain control. Before from the break, the babyface paid homage to the Hardy Boys. Sorry, I was thinking of freaking the other tag team, the AEW one. The Jackson Boys. No, we're talking about the greatest tag team of all time, the Hardy Boys. With a twist of fate onto the floor that sparked the momentum, and she delivered a Swanton bomb. Shades of Jeff Hardy for 2, as she counted. As she struggled with her personality. Later, Perez interfered on the behalf of Rodriguez, raking Bailey's eyes to break up the figure 4. Rodriguez followed with a Tahita bomb, bomb for the win. After the match, Perez unloaded on Bailey until Valkyria made the save. The heels broke down the international. I can't say that word. The first women's Intercontinental champion until Bailey fired up and cleared them out the ring. She stood tall with her on-and-on friend to close things out. This is great to C+. It's pretty interesting, but pretty not. I mean, it's cool what it is. I don't know what's gonna happen. They might do another match between Bailey and Valkyria, or a freaking tag team match between the 4 of them. I don't know, but it is what it is. Backstage, LA Knight, Adam Pearce made it official. It's gonna be Kofi Kingston versus LA Knight. Speaking of that, it was next. LA Knight, who was focused on his pursuit for the world title, was sidetracked on Monday night by the New Day, leading to a match with Kofi Kingston. Kingston gained the upper-hand advantage entering the break. Sustained this thanks to parts of thanks to part of Xavier Woods from some cheap shots. Knight stood into the contest long enough to dodge the Trouble in Paradise and dropped him with a BFT for the victory. So Knight basically going down 101 is kind of interesting. Going 101 with Kofi Kingston. I mean, cool. It's fine to see the New Day coming from this. I mean, how do I say this? The New Day needs something new. I know the heel thing was fun. Them winning the titles were great, but I mean, at this point, they need something to do because it's kind of boring. When we all thought they were gonna separate like Kofi and Woods and throw a whole feud there, it would seem fun, and people were like, "Oh, when Big E coming back?" After they turned on Big E, but now it's just like, what's next? Like, do we even care? And Maxine answered Becky Lynch's challenge, the self-proclaimed greatest women's wrestler in WWE history. Actually, that one might be true. I won't say greatest women's wrestler, no. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes' promo, of course, with World Heavyweight Champion Rollins head to the ring to discuss his upcoming Crown Jewel Championship match against Cody Rhodes on the October 11th. He took exception to the fans choosing Rhodes over him, drawing up the American Nightmare. Rhodes countered his future of the industry conversation by reminding the visionary that the fans are the only ones who control the future of the pro wrestling. The babyface hinted that Paul Heyman has control of heel faction, to which Rollins insisted that every decision is run to him. Rhodes referenced WrestleMania 40 and how Rollins extended his hand to him, how they thought they were friends. The architect said the American Nightmare was a means to end, and he would beat him at Crown Jewel. This is an A. I think they give Seth Rollins here. I think they give Seth Rollins a win here. All right, he didn't beat Cody that whole stretch, which is funny. I don't think he even has beaten Cody since Cody came back. So right now it'd be better for Seth right now in that visionary thing that they're doing to have him win. As for Cody, I mean, what's next? Who knows at this point? Could be another match against Drew. You know what it is, what it is. You know, everybody wants Randy. For the love of God, please, Randy. Maybe, you know, if they could find him and if he's not in any more legal trouble. Ted DiBiase Jr. Be a special as a ref. I don't know, just saying shit. Legacy, baby. But yeah. AJ Lee and Dragon Lee versus Los Canos. Dragon Lee discusses upcoming AAA Grand Championship match against Dominic Mysterio. Why? Because they did destroy the AAA, so I don't care. While AJ Styles hyped up his crown jewel match against John Cena, promising to do his favorite thing on October 11th, that's beat John Cena up. Los Americanos made their in-ring debut as Rayo and Bravo, battling AJ Lee and I said AJ Lee, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. The heels controlled the match for a while throughout the break, isolating Lee until a hot tag to Styles sparked a late babyface comeback. AJ Styles set up for the phenomenal forearm, but El Grande Americano interfered on behalf of his teammates, pulled him back to the ring, to the apron. The babyface laid out the lead luchador and in delivering his trademark Springboard finish to put away Bravo with a Styles clash. It's great to see. Other than this, there's nothing to think about. Nothing cares. Everybody's mostly focusing on AJ because he has the big match with Cena, which is no build for it. Him promising to beat Cena just kind of lame. Alright. Because I'm pretty sure, when the last time they meet? That Rumble? Right? The 2017 Rumble? That Cena beat him for 16 times? I mean, fucking, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see AJ kind of win it. I mean, I like Cena more. But AJ needs to win. Other than that, I just don't know. I just don't really care. Like, it's not even a freaking match at all. It's kind of boring. So yeah, now we get to the big main event of the show. Again, they did this match for the the Vision versus the Usos. The never-ending rivalry between the Usos and the Vision wrote his latest chapter in the main event on Monday Night Show. This time in a Tornado Tag Team match, Jay and Jimmy were aggressive to start wiping the heels out on the floor, taking the fight to them in the opening seconds, but Breaker and Reed recovered and downed the twins with a former delivering a spear to Jimmy through the announce table. The heels beat Jay down, using the numbers to the advantage to take the former world champion until Jimmy recovered enough to make the save. Still, the dominant heels down them, stack them, and preparing for the win when Roman Reigns' music hit and the Tribal Chief came back. The OTC unloaded on Breaker and Reed with the steel chair, setting up the Uso for a double splash to the former for the win. After the match, the Bloodline beat down the heels before Roman told Uso the show is his to run and rule, while Jimmy hesitated, looking on in the background. This was great to be. And I like this. Roman Reigns' return is the biggest whole thing about this show. You know, Roman Reigns is the biggest piece, for that, and having him return is kind of big. Otherwise than that, is this match really that important? No. But it was kind of an interesting match to see this. Them getting their win back from WrestlePalooza after losing, and everything. Yeah. The overall grade of the show was great to see. Plus, this show was kind of boring. It's a midway show from what is gonna happen on the go home show to October. So yeah. Otherwise, this has been the